college coaches. He will not even talk to the college coaches. He leaves out the back door. So I'm just totally appalled. He won't even look at me. He won't even speak to me. I see right through him. And I'm just totally appalled. So that's all I have to say. I'm sorry.
One more thing. I have a invitation that one of our players was invited to the top 100 players in the state of Michigan. It's an invite. She was invited last year. He didn't make the deadline. So I'm in the process. They gave me administrative access to accept the invitation. You have one of the premier guards in the state of Michigan on that Romulus team. UMass, UTEP, all these schools are interested in this young lady. So I tried calling him. He can't accept the invitation, so I'm doing what I can in my power so she's not excluded. So that gives her a position. When she goes to this invitation, that's how she's ranked next year because she's a junior now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd just like to, you know, on that note, having coached myself, you know, played ball in college myself, I have had coaches come to me because they know about my daughter and her experiences and going on to play for college coaches. I've had coaches come to me and say, hey, can you get Coach Kilgore to give me a call? I want to come and take a look at this particular player, that particular player. I give him the information. He never contacts the coaches. I mean, this is really ridiculous. When you make a comment about, you know, they're not doing it for me, they're not playing for me, but then, you know, at the same sense, at the same token, you go into the locker room and smash a trophy that, you know, was given to them for participating in this tournament. You know, I didn't come here to lose. I mean, you know, that's demoralizing. So, I mean, on that same note, I've had coaches, you know, come to me and say, hey, you know, we want to take a look at this player, that player on the team. Can you have the coach give me a call? It's just time, you know. I mean, the JV coach is his buddy. I understand he's related to the athletic director. And I asked him in a meeting. I said, I don't know what your policy on nepotism, but you got a lot of nepotism going on over here. I asked you to look into the situation with my daughter when she decided to quit. They thought the letter was a joke that she wrote, you know, because she got feedback from her teammates. These girls have been together ever since they were in the 3rd grade. And then, you know, you think that's a joke because my daughter wrote you a letter, you know, giving you the reasons why she quit because she was tired of being put down. They asked my daughter to lead a prayer. Okay, my daughter is not a preacher per se. You know, she attends church. And then, you know, because she hesitated during the course of the prayer, oh, get on out of here. You don't even know how to pray. You probably don't even go to church. I mean, you know, that was enough. That was it for her. She said, that's it. I'm done. And I said, well, listen, I don't encourage you to quit. But, you know, I back you 100% on this. And I brought it to his attention. I told him, I said, listen, you should have came to me. You should have came to me and talked to me. We could have worked this out. You know, he don't even return calls. He didn't send me a letter. I'm like, hey, you know, hey, man, you just got to go. And so, you know, when I try to have some input, you know, because the JV coach, he's over there by himself trying to coach a group of girls, and I can see where he's doing some things wrong, and I might bring it to his attention, you know, and he tells the varsity coach, and then that's a problem. So I don't want it to be an issue for my last daughter that's coming through here. You know, Jada's in the 9th grade, and I don't want this to be an issue because she wants to play ball, following her big sister's steps, and if this is going to be like that, then it's going to be a serious problem, you know. And I've already threatened, you know, the AD, you know, in the past, you know, about bringing my attorneys in, you know, with some issues that we've had in the past. So, you know, I'd like to see the board, you know, take a stand on this issue and moving forward, you know, bring somebody in that can relate with these girls and give them the opportunity that they justly deserve.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Okay,
at this, and I'll keep it brief.
Yeah, I was going to say if you could probably the last person.
Name is Longino Bond. I have 2 daughters on the team, Jordan and Sierra Bond.
Okay.
For the last 4 years, I'm a volunteer coach. I come up and I help out. I let the girls in and supervise them during the summer league, fall conditioning, whatever I can help. Providing if we have a away game and we can't get a bus, we usually share our cars or we put them in our vans and we take them to where they need to go. But it's really hard and it's really frustrating for me because I'm not the coach, and so I can't make coaching decisions. But I have all these parents who call me and they look up to me, and then they ask me why am I covering for him? And I'm not covering for him. It's just certain things that I can do and I can't do. I coach girls travel basketball too. I have a lot of college coaches that call me that want to come and see these girls. I have parents who call me with coaches saying they can't get a return phone call, and so I invite the coaches up. I let Mr. Hurd or Mr. Woodson at that time know I need the gym for a certain amount of time so that the coaches can come in and see the girls. But every time he don't return a phone call, that's just another missed opportunity for these kids to get scholarship money or funding, because that's the only money a lot of these kids are going to get is through that scholarship, basketball scholarship. You know, if we're missing out on opportunities like this, it makes the school system looks bad, and like you said, the kids are going to want to leave. I've had a lot of parents say, I'm taking my kids out of this school if he's here, and it's sad that the kids would have to leave when, you know, you can just fix this problem, bring in another coach, and the kids stay. These kids, their parents went to these schools. Their parents went here. And so they want to play for the same school their parents went to. And so why should these kids have to leave and go to another school? And that's not going to fix the problem. The problem is there and it needs to be fixed.
Thank you, Mr. Bond. Okay.
I just want to, first of all, I want to thank you for sharing your concerns. It takes a little courage to approach the Board of Education, and I'm really saddened to hear about this. I heard a few concerns early on in the school year. I was under the impression, misunderstanding evidently, that the concerns were addressed. So I want some good to come out of this. I think that's important. I think that's why you're here, is you want us to turn this around, and we will work on this. I guarantee you that. But I just want to suggest something. I heard a gentleman, I think it was
Mr. Brown.
yes, suggested about a parent advisory group, and I know that basketball has a very active group, very invested group of parents, because kids don't come to our high school to learn how to play basketball and go out for the team. They've been playing for 10, 12 years beforehand, and I understand that. You know, you're trying to build something and you don't want somebody to take it apart. You're talking about a couple of issues here that rest assured, I will be talking with Mr. Woodson and with Mr. Hurd about these, and we will come up with a plan, and we'll get back with you. I assume most of you are parents or related to parents, so we have a way of communicating with you, because this is not acceptable. There's two things that I want to mention to you. You know, when we talk about employees, there's evaluation, all right? And I don't want you to think that we don't evaluate employees, because every employee does get evaluated, including every coach. But evaluation is kind of, some people call it the post-mortem. You know, it's at the end of the season. It's after everything's over. That's too late, all right? Please don't ever feel that you have to wait till the end of the season. If you're having an issue and it's not being addressed at the high school or the middle school or at one of the elementaries, come over here. Our doors are open. We're here from 8 in the morning till 4:30 every day. And let us hear from you, and I promise you that we will address the situation in a manner that's respectful and fair to you and the individual involved. Because the most important part of employment is not evaluation, it's supervision. And it seems like maybe we dropped the ball on the supervision aspect of that. And I regret that we're not finding out until the end of the season. But please, if, you know, sounds like some of you still have some kids that are coming back next year, and I encourage you to get involved and stay involved, and let us know if you're not happy with things. I don't know the coach personally, but I will be talking again with Mr. Woodson and and also with Mr. Hurd about this situation, because we don't like to see a dozen people coming to our board meeting because they're unhappy. We want you coming here to tell us how good something is in the school district. We want you to be happy. That's what we're here for. If we can't meet your needs, we shouldn't be here either. So thank you, and I have cards with me if anybody wants to call me or arrange for a meeting, but I really do like this suggestion. It seems like a parent advisory committee is kind of in order. I think it's a good way to move us past this situation onto something positive.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. McLaughlin.
Thank you, and thank you, Carl, for saying that you're going to follow up on this. I'm assuming that this will be part of the follow-up, but, you know, if it doesn't go stated, then you don't know how I feel. At the very minimum, I think a team apology and a replacement of the plaque is in order if that indeed happened. That's at the very minimum. Is this a paid coach or a volunteer coach?
It's a paid
It's a paid stipend
And then
position.
I'll know HR will do what they need to do there. The only other concern that I have, and this isn't just with the basketball team, it's with any sport, it's with any organization. And I don't want people in the audience to misunderstand what I'm saying, but I never want to hear about a staff member criticizing a student praying or not praying again. That'll get us in a courtroom faster than any other problem. I never want to hear about that coming up at this table again. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? You know, there are some parents where he's taking money from some parents. And
I saw that in the letter, yes.
They were supposed to be getting some, goods, warm-ups, this and that and other. Season is over, they never got the product, and, he hasn't reimbursed them their money.
Can you check on that, Mr. Weiss?
Yeah, can you, does anybody have the names?
Well, I have spoken with Mr. Woodson in regards to that.
Does he know the names? Does he have them?
He's aware of it.
Okay.
But I have yet to get a return call because his answer to me was that he was still in the process of getting in contact with Kilgore in regards to that matter.
Call the
He
Romulus
did assure
police.
me that he would replace, well, actually refund our money.
Okay.
So they probably just need to have documentation.
All right.
Well, that's why I was implying that he should be making an apology to the team, and he should be paying it. And as far as the money, the superintendent will look into that, I'm sure, Madam Chairman. But if there's money that's not being returned that should be, I would recommend that you contact the detectives.
Ms. Williams. Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
Coach Kilgore gave us a telephone number. Now, he has a cell phone, but he doesn't want to reach it. So he gives us a house number to call that he has caller ID, and he never answers the phone or doesn't return the phone calls. He has no intention on dealing with any of us, you know, about anything. If you don't catch him at practice or you don't catch him out, you never, ever get to talk to him about anything.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Williams.
My name is Virginia Williams. I'd like to ask the board, I'm just heart-stricken by what's happening with the children, the girls, just kids, period, in this district. Is it zero tolerance also for the teachers, like it is for the students?
We don't have zero tolerance for our kids. We
You
have.
got rid of it?
We've never had zero tolerance, no.
Never?
They have a progress of interventions and warnings, so it's never been zero tolerance for the
Okay.
kids.
Mr. McLaughlin, I really appreciate you speaking up. I would ask the board to watch over Carl to make sure this concern get addressed ASAP. No one should have to deal with their children feeling this way. And Daniel, when Mr. Brown asked to speak again, normally there's no one here at the board. And you said, well, limited. Let every parent that come here speak, especially when it concerns their babies. Because you're not going to stop them when they come in the door voting for a millage. So don't stop them from when they're speaking up for the rights of their children. And I'm really touched by this. And I asked the board, please address it. Please watch over Carl to make sure this get addressed. Because this doesn't seem like this was just, a month or two incident. This has been going on for a long time, way too long. And Daniel, I've asked you since last year about the principal over at the junior high.